Footballers Anonymous. We've finally reached what we've all been waiting for, the pinnacle of the season, the Super Bowl. I'm Trey Seitz.
And I'm Rob Mattern.
Hopefully you enjoy the video.
Hey, I ought to leave the young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
Okay, looking back at last week, we have a recap of last week's games.
All right, the first game we're going to talk about was the game between 7th and 8th place. It was Jay Knights against Victor's Wildcats. Victor's Wildcats won 106-83. Top scorers, Buccaneers defense with 23 points, Phillip Rivers with 19 points. The next game we're going to talk about is 5th and 6th place game, the league commissioners game. John won that one, 98 points to 81. Top scorers, Clay with 21 and Andrew Luck with 32. He got lucky with Andrew Luck.
And you left some points on your bench there last week, too. All right, moving on to the winners bracket. Battle of 2nd and 3rd between my team, Steelers Wheel, and Supermom. I pulled out the win, 107-89. Her top scorer was Jamal Charles with 27. And Peyton Manning showed up again with 31. And the 1st and 4th seed was Three Sharks in the Water versus Flea Flickers. Three Sharks had Drew Brees show up with 28. LaShawn McCoy, big day with 33. So now we know who is in the championship game. We got Steelers Wheel versus Three Sharks for the championship.
It's the Super Bowl. All right, and we're back with the season's endings to our bold prediction finals. The final score is 3-5 to 1-7.
That's right. Browns lost that game in the last minute to the Patriots on another bad call. Patriots, I told my wife that's why everybody hates the Patriots. It's because they get those bad calls that win them games. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. But next year, going into bold predictions, just wanted to throw it out to you guys and see what you thought about everybody submitting a bold prediction and just have a little fun side game along with the fantasy. So if you want to post a comment on this video, let us know what you think about that idea. You just need to let Trey or I know by Tuesday morning what your bold prediction would be, and we can include it in that week's video. Okay, moving into round 2 of the playoffs. Looking forward here to next week.
All right, this week for last place, the game is between Jay Knights and myself. I was in this predicament last year. I got last place. We've met 2 other times so far this season, and Jay Knights won once, and I won once.
Yeah, the line on that one is actually the largest. You're projected to win by 19 at this point with the lineups that are currently in. Next game would be the battle for 5th and 6th place between Victor's Wildcats and Lucci's Winners. At this point right now, Lucci would be projected to win by 4 points. That's a tight one. Yeah, so the league champion from last year could end up in 6th place this year.
All right, and the next game is for 3rd and 4th place between the women of the league, both new to the league this year. And right now, Supermom is projected 2 points, 124 to 122. They've met only once in this season, and it was 87-84. Supermom pulled the victory. We'll see who gets their money back.
All right, and moving on to the championship game, what we've all been waiting for here. I got Three Sharks in the Water, who's the 1st seed overall, versus Steelers Wheel, who is the 3rd seed overall. We met 2 times earlier this year. Three Sharks in the Water won both of those meetings. First time he won by 14 points. The second time he won by only 8.
I think it's going to be some interesting matchups here. As Rob pointed out to me earlier, almost all of Three Sharks' team is playing away games except for his kicker. That could put a lot of impact into how his players do. But I think Drew Brees is going to have a better week this week than Peyton Manning, just because the last time San Diego played Peyton Manning lost. He still had a good game, but he lost. Where Drew Brees is playing St. Louis defense. And I think he's just going to do really good, or they're going to get ahead and run the ball a lot. But I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting matchups. We both have Chicago Bears wide receivers. Alshon Jeffrey, actually, at this point now, he's got more yards, and I think he's still behind Brandon Marshall as far as fantasy goes. But I tell you what, watching that game on Monday night, I think Alshon Jeffrey might be the better receiver and might be somebody to grab a hold of in next year's draft. He's a big guy and just has a knack for making those big catches in the end zone.
I think he's definitely someone to look for next year, which adds a little play there in Chicago. But just because he's the better player does not make the chemistry between Cutler and him any better than Brandon Marshall. And that BFF relationship they have going is probably one of the best in the league right now.
Yeah, I've been rooting for Jay Cutler to continue to be sitting on the bench because Josh McCown seems to spread the ball around a little bit more than what Jay Cutler does. Jay Cutler seems to target Brandon Marshall a little bit more, so I'm crossing my fingers that he's still no good to go for this week. But besides that, we've got a lot of players in the same games. As you mentioned before, Drew Brees is going to St. Louis. I think I'm going to play Zach Stacy this week against that New Orleans defense. And the other interesting thing is it's going to come down to that Sunday night game between Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. All of our other players on both teams will have played at that point, and I have Antonio Brown, the Steelers wide receiver, and he's got A.J. Green, the Cincinnati wide receiver. So depending what happens early in those games, it's going to come down to that Sunday night game.
That would be very interesting to see it come down to that. You guys are projected 3 points away from each other. And if it could be close like that and come down to those two players, that would be a great way to end the season.
It would be. It'd be a lot of fun. And being a Steelers fan, I already have a lot of interest in that game already. But if the fantasy championship is on the line also, that'll be a lot of fun to watch. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching this year. This is our last video, but we'll see you guys on January 5th. I will send you all an instant message with my address and times and those sorts of things for the day that we're going to get together. So good luck with this week's games, and we'll see you all next year.
See you all next year. It's like, just deal with it. You're a loser, and you suck. And I was like, damn it. I didn't even hear what you said, but that's fine. I'll see it on the video. See, I used another good word, the pinnacle.
Pinnacle.
Whoa, Mo. You almost pulled my laptop off the table. That was our 17-year-old deaf, half-blind dog.
Yeah. I don't know how to say that. Not
Season-ending bold prediction finals. Okay, I'm going to do that again.
I did what you told me to do.
Damn right you did.
That worked.
Alright, good?
Yep.